position. Feel our spine grow tall, our shoulders relax. Let's take in some deep breaths from the nose to the belly. Relaxing the breath out of the belly, out of the nose. Let's feel the spine grow a little bit taller, the shoulders, hips relax a little bit deeper. Let's send an ear to the shoulder and let the side of the neck stretch open just a bit. Lifting tall, let's rest over towards the other side. We'll slide the shoulder blades up and down a few times, just a little movement in the shoulders. With our shoulders resting, let's inhale and pull the fingertips to the sky. Exhaling, thumbs down to the heart. Inhaling, fingertips towards the sky. Exhale, lower. Let's find one more. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, resting. We're going to stretch the arms out by our side. We're going to start to move just the wrist into a little circle. Trade the direction. We're going to feel the elbows and the wrist move. And trade the direction. I'm going to add in the shoulders, elbow, the wrist, get all the joints in the arms to relax. And you can trade out the direction. Now we're going to send our elbows out in line with our shoulders, picking up the ribs as we inhale. Let's pull one elbow forward, find neutral. Slide the other elbow forward, find neutral, a little rotation, side to side, reaching through the breath. Now we can stay in the twisting posture. We can start pulling one elbow up towards the sky, the other elbow up towards the sky, a little stretch side to side. Breathing. And then we'll reach the fingertips tall, interlace, and pull the ribs as far open as they feel like going. Let's pull the ribs over towards one thigh. And inhale, lift tall. Exhaling towards the other thigh. Inhale, lift tall. Do a couple more. Each side, reaching, stretching. And rest through the breath. And we'll send the heart open. And relax the palms to the heart. Helping our bodies to all fours. We're going to feel the wrists come underneath our shoulders, the knees come underneath our hips. You're going to get tangled, honey. We're going to feel our tall spine. We're going to start to move. Let our inhale pull the chest open.
My cat does it like that too.
All the ribs in. You're going to show everybody your downward dog, Bella. So we're feeling the cat and cow flow, opening the heart as we inhale, folding through the ribs as we exhale. Just a little stretch through our spine as we breathe. We can stay with the flow up and down. We can add that little movement side to side, shoulders and hips stretching towards each other as we breathe. Feel a little neutral, stretching the right heel out, lengthening the left fingertips forward. Take just a few breaths here in our spinal balance. Let's rest that side and then extend through the left heel, stretching through the right fingertips. Resting that side, find our way back into child's pose. Relaxing our shoulders just for a bit in stillness. Maybe reaching the fingertips out as far to the top of the mat as we go. We can stay here, pull the arms over to one side and reach through our side body. And then we can stretch over towards the other side. Continuing in neutral in our child's pose, or we can find ourselves up in downward dog, tucking our toes with our knees bent, or legs straight, or get a little pedaling through our feet. Pushing one thigh forward, pressing the other thigh back, and get a little release through our breath. Helping our feet up to our hands, releasing in our bodies forward fold. Maybe our head and neck flow just a bit up and down. Maybe just a bit side to side. Maybe just a little up and down again. Let our inhale guide us up halfway. Grounding the heels, let's inhale, pull up all the way, heart to the sky. One arm stretching just a bit taller. The other arm stretching just a bit taller, reaching side to side. And we're going to let one arm reach up to the sky, one arm stretch to the ground, fingers pull in opposite directions. Then we'll trade the other arm up to the sky, the other arm to the ground. And then we'll trade again. This time, if you want to stretch it over, let the side ribs open. Coming back to the center, the other arm lengthens, and we can stretch it over. We're going to come tall, reach one arm out, and ground through the heels. Let's send one arm over towards the other arm and then back. The other arm over towards the other arm and back. Do a few side to side. Reaching and opening, reaching and opening. One more each side. As we come to center, pulling the lungs up. Exhale, swan diving down. Let's send the right knee back behind us, finding our lunge. Letting our inhale pull our hips and heart forward. Our exhale rest our hips and thighs back. And we feel just a little stretch and release as we breathe. Just a little stretch through our exhales. With our hips resting back, we can stay tall spine, reaching forward. You can squeeze in through the inner thighs, lift through the lower belly, and start to walk away from the straight leg and feel a little deeper reach through the side body and breathe. Let's move back to neutral. Maybe flow the toes up and down a few times. We're going to feel the hips and heart reach forward. We're going to slide the foot back into an all fours. So we ground the palms, we're flowing the right arm up to the sky and reaching it underneath the ribs. So I feel a little lift, a little release. You can stay reaching and releasing, or we can allow the arm to relax to the ground, resting the shoulders and the side of the head, and feel a little reach through our side body, a little stretch into our breath. Get a little doggy kisses while we're here. We'll come back to the center. We're going to let the right foot come forward into our lunge. Feel the hips and the heart reach forward. Exhaling, relaxing our hips and our thighs rest back. Take a moment to breathe, stretching through our breath. Keep the movement flowing or find a place of stillness. We're welcome to continue with our tall spine and neutral as we squeeze everything into the midline. Having the option to walk away from the straight leg, reaching through our side body, breathe. Finding ourselves back into neutral. Let's pull the hips and heart forward. Return to all fours. This time we'll let the left arm stretch up to the sky, reach it under. Feeling open and flowing as we breathe, just a few stretching breaths. And then again, we can keep the movement flowing or let the shoulder feel rest into the ground, side neck releasing. Find any resting space, feeling a good stretch at the moment. Keep breathing as we relax into the stretch. We'll come back into
It's better than the cat kiss, I gotta say.
We can lift up to downward dog and pedal out our feet, get a little stretch through the back of our legs. Have an option for a three-legged dog with the right toes to the sky to stay tall and lifted, or a heel can reach to the hip with the thigh lifted. We're sending the right foot forward, finding the lunge, helping the back knee rest, pulling our palms up to our thighs. Feel a little bit of reach as our fingertips stretch to the sky. So we're going to keep the back arm tall. The front arm of the front leg reaches to the ground. We're going to feel our fingers pull in opposite directions. A little squeeze through the inner thighs. And then we'll stretch that arm over the head. Maybe the bottom hand rests to the ground, reaches to the back thigh just for a moment to breathe. Then from here, we're going to have the option to roll the wrist, the elbows, the shoulders again. We're going to let the top palm reach back, the bottom palm reach back, and then we're going to fold. So the top palm reaches to the shoulder, the back palm rests with the lower back. If your fingers want to connect, they can, but it's not a requirement. We have the option for stillness, or maybe we inhale, lift the heart open, exhaling, drawing the heart forward. A little openness and release as we breathe. Relaxing through our breath. And from here, so reach forward, the top arm extends over the head, the bottom arm extends back. Let our fingers pull away from each other. And then we're gonna add a little circling movement. So we're gonna lift the ribs and circle one arm up to the sky, the other arm towards the ground. And then lower the ribs, resting the other arm forward, the other arm up. And it's just a little rolling movement, but it is a bit of a balance challenge as we breathe. And then we'll end up resting, fingertips to the ground. You can heel toe your foot out a little wider, toe and knee reaching out, feeling the heart open, and breathe here. So we sink our hips towards the ground, feel your outer hip open, inner thigh fold, just a little release through that hip joint. And then we'll have the option to take the front foot back to child's pose, downward dog, or all the way up to the sky to three-legged dog. Finding relaxation and rest. Maybe we feel like a plank or kneeling plank. We're going to take a moment to breathe and say hi to Bella Mae. Once you sit in your spot and show everybody how good you are. Alright, so we're going to have that option for downward dog with a three-legged dog, traveling maybe the left toes to the sky, helping our left foot find its way into the lunge. We can relax the back knee, sending our palms up to our thighs, relax our shoulders just a bit, squeeze everything into the midline. The arm of the back leg reaches up to the sky, arm of the front leg reaches to the ground. We're going to give a little bit of movement, rolling through the wrist, the elbows, the shoulder. And the top arm might reach over the head, bottom hand can rest to the ground or reach towards the back thigh. Taking a moment to breathe. And we're going to feel the top palm reach behind us, the bottom palm reach behind us, and then we're bending the elbows so the top palm feels the shoulder and the bottom palm, back of the palm feels the lower back. You can connect the fingers if you'd like. Lift on the inhale, hinge through the exhale, finding lift, finding reach as we breathe, stretching and relaxing into our breath. As we draw the wrists forward, extending the arms, stretching and maybe roll them again. And you can add that little flowing movement, one arm reaching back, one arm reaching up, the other arm reaching down, the other arm reaching up. So you find little movement, the arms, the spine, just a little stretch through our breath. And we'll end up resting, both hands to the ground. Feel the front toe wiggle out wide, pulling our hips and our heart forward. Feeling a little bit of reach through the thighs, the hips, the ribs, maybe opening this front thigh out and in just a bit as we breathe. Get a little rest through our exhales. And then we can slide the front toe back to child's pose, downward dog, or send it back up to the sky, three-legged dog to stay straight, or bend the knee, thigh and hip to the sky. Taking a moment of rest, let the body relax where we feel a good stretch, and breathe. And we'll send the body into our plank posture, and then we're going to choose the side plank of our choice. So maybe the right knee bends, or we send the ankles to the right, picking up the ribs and sending left fingertips to the ceiling, pulling up through the ribs, finding as much strength as our body feels good about today. Just a couple breaths here. And we'll return to plank or child's pose or all fours, and maybe move the thighs just a bit A little stretch. And then as we return to plank, finding that kneeling side plank or sending the ankles to the left and stretching the ribs up to the sky. Get a little reach as we breathe. Thank you for the kisses. And we'll return to plank, kneeling plank. You're so funny.
See, you gotta take, she is a member of the family. She's to go to bed.
Oh, it's my baby, I know. And then we'll take just a
I think the funniest thing is your husband, when I go to Toyota, it seems like the last person in the world who would love a dog. You know, he seems so proud and man-like, you know.
Everybody's got a soft spot. We're going to come up to standing, work on some balancing. Let's let one foot feel the ground, one thigh reach forward or open. So we squeeze in and up. We're going to find our tree pose. Watch us do a tree. We're going to squeeze in, toe on the ground or floating the foot, or feeling the foot inside the calf or thigh. Palms at the heart or out or up, anywhere. Feeling pretty stable today. Let's find a few relaxing breaths. We're going to have the option to stay in tree or transition into an eagle. So letting the top thigh cross over, maybe hook the arm of the top leg comes under. You move it in or back or up. Staying spine tall and lifted. You can push the tailbone back, feeling everything squeezing in to the midline of the body and breathe. And if you feel okay, we're going to unravel to star and press everything out from the body. And then relax here. Let's release our joints just a bit. Trading sides. The other foot feels the ground. Squeeze it in. I ground the palms. Thigh can be forward or outer hip open. Finding foot positioning that isn't pressing into our joints. Palms at the heart. Or resting, or reaching, finding length as we breathe, a few stretching breaths. And then if you like, you can transition, taking the top thigh over the bottom thigh. If you want to hook, we can. Arm on the top leg comes under as you choose your arm positioning. Staying taller. Exhaling, tailbone back. Finding release as we breathe. A few stretching exhales. To start, just stretching everything out from the body. And we'll rest, check out our joints. Find the front of the mat, let's open on the inhale. Swan dive through the exhale. Back to either down dog or all fours. We get just a little stretch in our legs. So maybe one leg lengthens out, then the other leg lengthens out. We'll breathe. We're going to send our knees wide, our toes towards each other. Our tailbone sinks back towards the heels as we feel our ribs rest towards the ground inside the thighs, feeling a little bit of openness in our chest as our shoulder blades fold in. We may have found a really awesome space to stay. We can lift our ribs up a bit and cross the arms into an X, and then we walk our fingertips towards the sides, and then we can flow the palms up and send our heart inside the X and feel as much stretch as we feel good about. As we breathe through the shoulders and relax. Find a moment to rest the head, neck, and shoulders through our breath. And we're welcome to continue that side. If you're ready to trade sides, we can wiggle the fingertips back to neutral and then let the bottom arm become the top arm as we send our fingertips, thank you, back to the side. We'll send our palms up to the sky as we send the weight inside the X. We feel as much of a stretch as our body feels the best about today. Keep breathing. Just be relaxing, exhale. Turn the arms back to neutral, and you can stay. Tailbone to the heels. You can lift tailbone up to the sky and feel a little deeper. Stretch our collarbone, and then back to the shoulders as we breathe. Get a little extra stretch through our breath. And as we send our ribs up tall, we relax our hips to the ground and our legs come out ahead of us. We'll feel the release in our tailbone.
I need a pigeon though.
Well, we're going to do recline pigeon, but you can pigeon away. Get all the pigeons you like.
All right, good.
Feel a little relaxation through the breath. Releasing our shoulder blades up and down. We're going to send our arms out to the side. And then from here, we're going to send one arm to the sky and stretch it over the head as far as it wants to go and breathe. Then we're going to lift the ribs tall and then twist to the side as far as it wants to go and breathe. And then we'll come back to neutral, send the other arm up to the sky. We can reach it over the head and breathe. And lift up tall and then twist, arms towards the ground, let the shoulders, ribs, relax and breathe. Feeling neutral, let's move into a butterfly. Soles of the feet folding together, and we can rock our hips just a bit side to side, rolling through the tailbone. We can fly the butterfly wings up and down a few times. And we'll feel the lungs lifting to stay, or maybe we hinge just a little bit. We can keep sending the heart towards the toes as far as I feel like relaxing. You're a butterfly, Bella. You're going to be a butterfly. We'll pull the ribs up tall, let our shoulders relax. We're going to move into boat pose, sending the knees towards each other, tailbone to the ground. We can hold on as our lungs open, our toes lift. Feet on the ground are floating, continuing to hold on or extending, finding lift and openness. Keeping the lungs expanding helps to reduce the sensations to want to roll back behind us. Feel just a few stretching breaths. Then our bodies release, just a moment to breathe, a few resting exhales. And our spine comes tall. We can feel the spine rest to the ground, noticing the arms and the legs stretching away from each other as we feel that length in our spine. And then we can feel the shoulders resting as the elbows bend and our bodies feel just a moment of rest and release. We're going to bend the left knee, ground through the tailbone, lower back. We can round the forearms to our side. And think about the lower belly kicking in and the right toes traveling up to the sky, and then we'll circle the whole right leg, just flowing through that hip. And then trading out the direction. Now we're going to flex at the ankle, pulling the ankle towards the knee, ankle towards the sky. Do a couple of movements here, pushing and releasing. And the next time the ankle rests on top of the bottom thigh, feel that leg structure folding towards the ribs, away from the ribs. We'll get just a few flowing movements. We're welcome to keep the movement flowing or hug in. Feeling the toes draw towards the knees, outer hip relaxing through the breath. Trying to give a few releasing exhales, wherever our bodies feel like releasing today. Breathe. And we're welcome to send the arm of this top thigh to the thigh, or the calf, or the side of the foot, or you can even do peace fingers to the big toe. Pull through your hip and draw the sole of the foot up to the sky, to this half-happy baby. That bottom heel can relax to the ground. And we're going to have the option to continue with the thigh resting, or you can get a little bit of movement, pushing the heel out to the side and then pulling the thigh back towards that half-happy baby. Just a little reach and release through our breath, relaxing through our exhales. And we're going to feel a moment of stillness, either with the leg extended or the knee bent, sole of the foot up to the sky in that half-happy baby. Wherever the hips and thighs are guiding us, take a few deep breaths. Then we're going to let the top thigh stack on top of the bottom thigh. You're going to have some options to flow side to side. So as the knees stack over the hips, maybe we flow thighs to one side, thighs to the other side. Maybe even circling the knee on the ceiling, rolling into the lower back. Keeping the circle or trading the direction of the circle. And then we have the option to flow the thighs over towards the left, feeling that extra outer stretch through the thigh and the hip. Keep relaxing through our shoulders, breathing into the spinal rotation that feels the best today. We'll feel a few relaxing exhales. So we come back to neutral, let our spine relax. Stretch the left toes up to the sky. Feel that whole leg circling through the hip. A little stretch and release as we breathe. We can trade the direction of our circling movements. Now I feel the heel pushing up to the sky, flexing the ankle towards the knee, pushing the heel back up to the sky, flexing and pressing. And the next time the ankle feels rest on the thigh, we can enjoy grounding through the lower back and stay, or flowing the thighs towards the chest, away from the chest. We'll stretch through our breath. You can continue the flowing movement, or you can reach through, hugging that bottom thigh, toes drawing in towards the knees. Let our bodies find a moment of rest and peace through our breath, relaxing with each exhale. And again, we can take the same arm as that top leg to the thigh or the calf, pinky toe side of the foot, or peace fingers at the big toe. And pull that sole of the foot up to the sky, resting the bottom heel back to the ground. And we can continue to enjoy this half-happy baby, or you can push the heel out towards the side, finding that half straddle. You can flow back and forth between the half happy baby, the half straddle, and feel a little stretch and release wherever our bodies are craving that stretch, a little relaxation through our breath. And we're welcome to continue in the half happy baby or find a little bit more release through that half straddle as we continue to breathe, resting through the breath. You relaxed exhales. Allowing that thigh to stack over the bottom thigh, noticing the grounding through the lower back. And maybe we rock a bit side to side. Maybe we make some circling movements with the knees on the ceiling. If we're circling, we can trade the direction. We can stay in the circling, we can stay flowing side to side, or anytime you like a little bit more stretch, we can send the thighs to the right. Feel the outer hip getting a little bit more stretch as we gaze away from our bent knees. We feel that release through the spinal column. We continue to feel peace and release into our breath. Come into neutral, we'll unravel the legs, find our bodies in any variation of bridge pose we're feeling good about at the moment. With our heels in line with our knees and our hips, we can wiggle our shoulder blades together as our fingertips reach the heels. We'll find that grounding and feel the inner thighs pull, thighs, hips, and heart to the sky. So we keep our arms in stillness. You can wiggle your fingertips together, maybe interlacing the fingers as our shoulder blades wiggle in, and try to feel a little bit more openness in our chest. Still being mindful we're not pressing into our head or neck. Just feeling that expansion through the front side body as we breathe. And we're ready to relax out, releasing the arms, relaxing the spine. Maybe hugging our thighs to the chest to enjoy a moment of stillness. Maybe rocking just a bit side to side to feel that release through the tailbone, through the lower back, through the ribs, the shoulders. We can stay, the knees bent, or send the toes to the sky. Maybe circle both toes on the ceiling, rolling through the thighs and hips. We can even trade the direction movements. And maybe we open the toes to the sky, soles of the feet together, and feel the heels sink down into the hips, resting the pinky toes to the floor and taking a moment with gravity to expand into our reclined butterfly. Outer hips resting, maybe palms even open to feel rest in our shoulders as we breathe. We're welcome to continue in our reclined butterfly, as long as that feels like a good option. If you like what I call baby windshield wiper movements, we can send one thigh up to the sky, one thigh towards the ground, and feel that rolling. Our tailbone releasing through the lower back, our hips, ribs, shoulders, wherever our bodies feel like resting into the stretch today. If our bodies like more traditional windshield wiper movements, you're welcome to send your feet wide and get that bigger range of motion as more thigh and hip roll through the breath. Our bodies are welcome to move into any other stretch. If we need some extra pigeon in our life, that's always available. You can find anything else your body's craving at the moment. Yoga gets to give you choices and get to choose what the body's craving. The feet can stay wide whenever we're ready for stillness, and our knees and tailbone can find a little relaxation to the midline of the body. We can feel rest and peace in that reclined butterfly. Maybe we find a more traditional relaxation pose with our legs extended, our palms opening, our feet opening, and let our bodies relax into our breath, just wherever you're feeling like we need just a little extra peace and rest. And then we'll feel our relaxing breathing traveling into our belly, our relaxing breathing, relaxing out of the belly, back out of the nose. We're noticing that deep expansion through our inhales, that deep release through our exhales, and noticing rest and peace through each breath. Finding that place of relaxation that our bodies agree with the best today. Just taking some time to allow all the joints to feel a little relief. Letting our ankles, our wrists, our knees, our elbows, our hips, our shoulders find a little peace into the ground. Finding rest through each breath. Doing some puppy kisses. We can start to wiggle our fingers and our toes. Getting a little release through our hands and our feet. Relaxation through the wrists and ankles. Maybe even adding some movements in our joints as we breathe and feel some circling and relaxation through the breath. We can feel the breath relaxing the lower legs, lower arms, maybe even bending the knees and extending the knees to get a little movement through our legs. As we breathe through the elbows, you can do the same movements, bending and extending through our arms, get a little stretch through our breath. And then as we send the breath into the spine, maybe relaxing into our tailbone and stillness, maybe releasing the spine to the ground or rocking as we relax the tailbone, the ribs, the shoulders, the head, the neck, and breathe. Taking just a moment to release out the joints wherever our bodies are craving a little extra stretch. And then anytime we're ready, welcome to stay on our spine or fold over onto our side and let our head rest in our hands. Our breath can slide in, calming, peaceful breaths through one side. Allow anything we just don't need to release out of the other side and down into the ground. Just enjoying a few relaxing, peaceful breaths to pull out any extra sensations out of the body and to breathe in more calm and peace to take with us through the rest of our day, whatever we may encounter next. Anytime we're ready, we can help our bodies find a comfortable seated position, whatever feels the best on the hips, the legs, feeling length in our spine, shoulders release. We can feel a little reach through the top of the head as our chin reaches towards one shoulder, gaze behind us. And back to neutral, we can reach over towards the other side. Back to neutral, ear releasing to the shoulders, side the neck resting. Lifting tongue and releasing towards the other side. And then maybe flowing our shoulder blades up and down a few times. With our shoulders resting, our palms open, let's inhale, travel fingers to the sky. Exhaling, thumbs to the heart. Inhaling as we lift. Exhaling as we lower. Feeling one more breath, reaching tall. Resting down. Namaste. Thank y'all for hanging out with Bella Mae for doggy yoga today. Lots of puppy kisses. I know, it was so much fun. You want to say hi to the camera? Say hi, Bella.